Hey guys, we're Brian, Marisha, and Carlos. We love traveling in our 4x4 Sprinter and sharing our adventures. The good and the not so good. Last week, we started our long overdue van upgrade list and are trying to finish before we hit the dirt again after many months. We completed everything on this list except for the suspension. So let's get to it. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Oh my God, we're sort of back. Sort of back in the van.
We're getting back.
We're about to.
Things are happening. It's percolating right now as we speak.
We're at Vertex Vans in Boulder, Colorado. Finally doing an upgrade that we've been talking about for a long time. Not just because we want to, we kind of need to at this point. We're 5 years deep on this van, beating it up. The van looks like all hung up on its rear diff skid plate.
That's bad. That's super bad.
But it hit it so hard that it jammed it up through the floorboards. And it's time for a new suspension.
If we want to keep this for the long term to cushion the ride a little bit, though it's a very, very expensive commitment.
Yeah.
So there's varying types of suspensions you can get. I'm not going to get into any of that. Everyone's got their own jam, beliefs, kind of what you're going to be doing with your van, and then you decide what suspension fits what you're doing. Whole revamp on the suspension, except we're not getting it all today.
No, there's a one specific part of the suspension we're getting was out of stock.
Converted rally struts are out back ordered right now, so it's a little bummed about, but it is what it is.
It's still going to be better ride and better than what we've been dealing with. And talked to a lot of people about suspensions, learned a lot, and this was just kind of where we thought was the best fit for us and our van and how we use our van.
Yeah, we just chatted with them at the expo and felt pretty good about them doing the suspension.
They actually install, I think, the 3 suspensions that we were looking at, and they install all of them, and just their feedback on what was better for us just was really honest, and it wasn't even like, oh, you need the most expensive system. It was, for you guys, it's this one. And it wasn't the most expensive, and I don't know, it's just, that's pretty rare.
Yeah, they're familiar. They put them on their build-outs, and they're familiar with the suspension.
So they've used them.
Yeah. So they did have some kind of blind feedback. They didn't really know when we were asking questions. They didn't really know exactly what we were doing, which was good. And from a couple of people within the company, just randomly at separate times.
All said the same thing.
Yeah, had similar opinions.
Yeah.
Of the different suspensions that we were looking at. So that led us to what we're getting today.
Anyway, we're sitting in their parking lot. We slept here last night, and this whole show gets started at 8 a.m. This is their shop outside of Boulder, Colorado. We were hoping to film part of the install today, but it's actually at another garage where they have a lift. You have to do it on a lift, so this is kind of where they do the build outs, and then the suspensions are done at another shop. Carlos making himself at home. He's been a shop dog ever since he was a puppy at Rickson. Say hi, Carlos. Carlos is killing it. He's a shop dog now.
If you're not doing boxing.
No, Carlos, you cannot come in this brand new fancy van. Wow, look at this. Okay, so this is one of the vans that they build out themselves. Nice. Check that out, all bamboo. Got some storage. Ooh, that's nice. Your bed folds down here so you can either have the garage like we have or keep your bed down. One thing I do like is this. We want to add something like this in our van. Yeah, they do really good work. Got a little microwave, that's fun. Little Induction cooktop. Their sink's way cooler than ours. Oh, look at that. So deep. I'm gonna do a little swapperoni. Chewy needs a facelift. Yeah, you really want to come up here? You can't. No, They don't want your hair in here, bud. What are you guys doing in the shade?
We don't like the sun.
He's been watching Canadian geese. He's never seen Canadian geese fly over before. He's very intrigued. Right, bud?
I'll tell you what, there is a little something to be said about having others do the work for you. Well, we're headed for Utah day after tomorrow, so it's time to pack up the van, finish off the last of our list.
Alright, getting the van all packed. I used to just kind of pile up all my clothes in this net, and everything just got like crazy and disorganized and dirty. I got a bunch of these from Eagle Creek. They are a local steamboat company. And now I just get a bunch of different sizes and different colors, and that lives up here in this net. And this stuff used to float around by itself, and it would take me forever to find my headlamp. Now everything lives in here in that little pouch, so I always know where to find it. And then I have these, which carry all my other things. As I've been doing the very last bits of our packing, I forgot this. So this is another one of the Eagle Creek bags. Any van life people, I mean, mine's Eagle Creek, but if you can find either this one or something similar. This thing is great. This is a laundry bag, and it is awesome. We used to use an old sleeping bag stuff sack for our laundry bag, and it hung here, and it just got caught in the door all the time, and it drove me crazy. And it's not very big. Like, there's really nowhere to put dirty laundry. So I ended up getting one of these, and what's awesome is when you're not using it, it's really tiny. It's so awesome. Yeah, I just clip it to this thing, and that's where it lives. It's massive, it's breathable, so stuff doesn't get too stinky in there. And then one last thing. This was given to me as a gift, and funny enough, it's Eagle Creek. Go Steamboat. I was like, oh, this will be great for when we go to Baja and we have to bring like all our car paperwork and copies of your driver's license and copies of the dog stuff and things. So that's what I was going to use it for. But then I was like, well, that's dumb. I'm only going to use that every couple of years. I don't usually bring documents with us. I've been shopping on Amazon for like some sort of open storage container, like that can just live against the wall in here. I wanted something really just like quick grab and go stuff, and I wanted it, all the bins I saw were open. And I was like, well, that'll be great and all, but I don't want my toothbrush just hanging out in an open container in the bathroom. So I think I'm gonna use this. It has clips. Hang it, I think, on the back wall of the bathroom. And it'll be that quick grab and go stuff, and it zips, and I'll be able to clean it. I think this is gonna work really well. Oh my god, the wet wipes, toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant. I think that's good. Oh, okay. Now we're gonna make Carlos's bed. So we now put a bunch of insulation down because Carlos gets all hot. Ooh, my thing's a little stinky. And that's where all the heat from the engine comes in. It's right there. So this seems to be working pretty well. Seeing he's not allowed up here.
That is true, because then the bench would smell like what that smells like.
Exactly. And all we have to do is pack food tomorrow. Can't pack the food tonight because we have the bears here. That's it. And then we go. All right, here is a final look of our install. Our sweet new winch. Now we can pull ourselves out, or other people, which is probably, let's hope, what we use it most for.
Looks nice, right? Paul de Marie cutting.
Dang. We won't talk about what's under here.
Yeah. Wired up. Good to go.
Wired up and good to go. We have a real air compressor now. We're like big time.
Yeah, and I tried to get a knockoff hose just because I didn't think I'd get it in time. I wouldn't recommend that. Just get the ARB hose. You'll know it'll fit on there.
Fire it up. What? You don't even need keys.
So now it's pressurized, so that's all longer it runs to pressurize. It's got a little fan in there cooling the motor. And then this is where we have our receiver.
And that's where you plug the hose in. That's gonna be so dreamy.
You won't be getting it in and out. It's a lot more expensive though. And it is a process to install it. You're hooking it up to the battery, but you're also hooking it up to the ignition, and you're hooking it up to your illumination of your dashboard. And that's where it gets tricky of, you know, knowing which actual wire to splice into based on how that's going to work.
Ooh, show them what else is all finished and done in there.
It is not finished and not done.
Well, it's done for this trip. There's our new
shock that went in here. That was that's an add-on to brackets right to the frame, and so that's a new design by Falcon. This is a 4.3 system, and then there's an inverted strut that will replace this, in which we do not have that. That's the rally struts, and we're gonna have to try to figure out how we can get in line to receive them. So anyway, yeah, but that'll replace this. So this is the original from Mercedes that's still on here, and then that'll go.
Cool.
Then in the rear, we have a whole new bracket here, replacement of the leaf springs, and a whole new bracket to the frame. And these are adjustable. All 4 of them are adjustable. You have 3 settings, and then you have 8 micro settings is what they call it. So your 1 is your squishiest, 2 is your road, 3 is a sports. If you're doing really windy roads at higher speeds, you would want it in 3. And then within each category, you have 8 settings that you can also modify it with.
Sweet.
And then one of the people/products that we got from the expo was the everything rope.
We wish we would have filmed it, but we didn't, because it's now Brian's favorite thing.
Didn't get to interview the guy. These are pretty sweet. Really high gauge bungee. Stainless steel clamps that create all these sections. You have carabiners that allow you to clip onto things, but then also you can customize the length. So that goes down through the loop, back up, and then you can tighten it based on these sections, however tight you want to have it. What's kind of nice about them, the bungees or the carabiners, is that with a bungee you just have a hook, and when you take tension off it, they always come unhooked. With these, you can be off tension, and that'll stay hooked. I'll put that tub there, and then I won't have to mess around trying to hook it back there and all that. So we got them at expo pricing at $20 a piece, so they're not super cheap. But so far so good. I mean, we're going to use them on this trip with 4 tubs. This is, I mean, it allows it to move around, and this will settle in, but it's not going to tip over.
Somebody just had a bath. Yeah, is it only your 3rd bath in your whole life? That was a real bath. Somebody was nasty. Oh, geez. Pretty good. What a goof. I think he liked it. Oh, Carlos. Crack me up, buddy. Still going. Still pretty excited about the bath. You feel good? He can't even contain himself.
Hey guys, thanks for being patient while we've been away. We are so excited for this trip to Utah. We have some really cool trails ahead. See you in a couple weeks.
Not in the dirt, please. Hey! You're kind of dirty already. Are you done now?
Make sure you like and subscribe. It really helps us out.